Hi, this is Jeffrey Kurt Financial Group. Today is Wednesday, November 5, 2025. And we've started November with some big selling going on, maybe a November nosedive. And to point out what's going on, the S&P 500 is down 1.7%, but that's only from last week's all-time high. And the Nasdaq is down 2.5% from last week's all-time high. So that selling and those measurements don't seem to be that great, but there's been some real carnage in some of the areas that have been hot sectors recently. The AI boom, some chip makers have been hit pretty hard. Power generation companies for the data centers, they've been hot and been really hit hard. Uranium things for the nuclear industry. Also, some rare earths really come off as the China deal got settled last week. So again, some certain sectors really got hit hard. So now we look for, what are the reasons? So many reasons out there. I don't know whether there's any one of them is really the correct answer or whether all of them in summation may be pressuring stocks. But we've got, the government shutdown continues. And, could that be a factor? Also, Bloomberg ran a headline. It made some other news feeds as well about many bank and corporate CEOs talking about the stock market being overvalued. That's not news, though, because the stock market has been overvalued for quite some time. But again, it made a headline. It could have contributed to the selling. Michael Burry out there with he had the Big Short fame. He was out there talking about shorting Palantir and NVIDIA, and that got quite a bit of traction too. I've seen also some suggestions that the Mandami election could cause some selling and some turmoil in New York. Certainly there's a change going on. I don't know whether that really is causing the market sell-off. Also, last week, Jerome Powell, about the December rate cut, said, may not be certain. So maybe that is contributing to it too. So all these things out there. However, I'll leave with this one tidbit. Here is a chart or graph of what is termed the Fear and Greed Index. And as you can see, it's really at extreme fear. Typically, it hits this extreme at a bottom. And again, when it goes to total greed, that's usually a sign of a top. So, this is it's only one indicator. It's not always right, but it does signal maybe some of the selling pressure will lessen and we'll get some stabilization. And then later in the month, perhaps we get the resumption of the rally. So thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and share, and also keep any questions and comments coming. We enjoy them. We'll be back on Friday. Thank you.